So I've got a nub cigar this morning, and it's a Connecticut wrap. Nice cigar. It's a mild cigar. It's a good daily smoker. I'm not a daily smoker, but it's got nice flavor, and it's not too harsh or it's not full body or anything like that. But hey, so we've got two main factors, now three actually, three stress factors pushing silver this week, and by far the main one is tension in the Middle East, and then you got open interest for March, and then three, you've got kind of systematic selling in the plus 80 range. So let's kind of look at those. So, war in the Middle East. Honestly, I can't believe it hasn't happened already. This last weekend, we had the new moon, which means a really dark night. So, I thought for certain, that would happen. And of course, we also did have the Olympics and some religious holidays in the region, which historically, the U.S. doesn't attack during those two things. But I don't think Trump really cares about either one of those. So, with kind of the tactical situation with the dark nights and that sort of thing, I thought there was a huge chance that would happen this weekend. And right now it's Sunday, and it hasn't happened. So it could happen at any time, but we're going to continue to monitor that. I do think if it does, it's going to be much more difficult than people think. Now, the U.S. has some incredible weapons, and hopefully we'll be using them. They've got their drone swarms and that sort of thing. And one of the things that bugs me there, and this is a silver channel, so we're kind of talking about war here, but we're going to get to that. They've got these drone swarms. The drones are hundreds of dollars each, and they have swarms of them, maybe thousands at a time. And of course, we've got our missiles that are multi-million dollars a piece. So we're shooting down there hundreds of dollar drones with our multi-million dollar equipment. How long can that last? And yeah, we've got. I kind of hope we have these, secret kind of weapons, these alien weapons that even Trump has talked about.
This country is very powerful. Let me tell you, it's far more powerful than people understand. We have weaponry that nobody has any idea what it is, and it is the most powerful weapons in the world that we have.
Kind of the new thing now, but honestly, I hope we have them. I do know that they have some, weapons that are in the electromagnetic spectrum that can attack these drones or kind of do it, effortlessly with basically flipping a switch and they fall out of the sky. So I'm kind of hoping, those are in place, but making sure those are in the right position strategically. How many of that do we have? I assume that's all been taken care of, but things happen, and the plans never meet the first shot of a battle. So we're watching that. The other thing too, talking about these secret weapons, I know that when we went into Venezuela, we've kind of been desensitized by all these quick little wars that we've won very quickly. And this one may not be like that, but I know they interviewed a Venezuelan soldier, and he said, "Oh my gosh, these guys came in there, and they did something to our brains, and they were kind of like super soldiers." And I hope they were, and they are. But there are weapon systems that are old systems, and this is all open source information. I'm not divulging anything, that are basically like the microwave in your kitchen, just kind of converted to a direct fire weapon. And they're called, active denial systems. Basically, they act like a microwave. It's relatively simple technology. They kind of shoot a very small wavelength, and it just penetrates the dermis of the skin and heats it up like a microwave does, and you feel like your skin's burning or boiling, and they say it's harmless, but that's open source information that kind of can feel like alien technology, but it's really not. But that's what they've said. Kind of the whole alien thing coming out right now. But where that affects us and this kinetic action in the Middle East is, I really kind of hope we have these secret weapons that can deter any threat to our carriers and that sort of thing with our people downrange. But of course, we're looking at it on this channel, its effect on silver. If something does go down, clearly it'll be a risk on situation, which makes silver go up. So that's kind of what we're looking at there, volatility there. So we're definitely looking at, obviously war in the Middle East, March open interest, first notice is on Thursday, and then we're going to be watching the volatility of the kind of that 80 price point. And the dollar, the DAX, is going to kind of help us be a leading indicator on that. That's one of the big things. But we're looking at these three, and we'll continue to monitor them. Make sure you're looking at morning signal and desk brief, and we'll see you there.